Hi, I'm David Ware, the current commander of Post 51 at 300 West Mission. We are the oldest post in the state of Washington. I served in the military and the Army from 1968 to 1976. I was in Vietnam in 69 to 70. I have been a past commander in Davenport, Washington for 10 years. I've also been a past district commander in 95, 96, a past state commander in year 2000 and 2001. And we're currently here in Post 51, which we just became an All American post after 106 years.
I'm Daniel Lichty. I'm the current quartermaster. I served in the United States Air Force from 1986 to 1990 during the Panama conflict, 5 crew attempts in the Philippines, and more than 60 days non-consecutive in Korea. And would love everybody to come see this post. We've really updated things, cleaned things, and everybody is laughing, and it's a great place.
Wes Anderson, Post 51 chaplain and also the department chaplain. Short history on Post 51. It was originally started out in 1911 as the American Veterans of Foreign Wars, Camp 42. It then, in February of 1915, they started to change it to the Veterans of Foreign Wars. All the paperwork was done, but they wanted to do a name change from George Godfrey to Ensign John R. Monaghan, who was a local naval officer who lost his life in the Samoan Islands in the early, late 1800s. So they changed the name, and due to paperwork and everything else, the original charter date was February 15th, 1915. Well, knowing how fast mail worked back then, and knowing how fast everybody operated, by the time the original charter was done, it came out to April 15th, 1915. Post 51 is the oldest post west of Denver, and the first post in the state of Washington, Department of Washington, even before Department of Washington existed. They originally started out meeting in a small room in the city hall, right next to the jail. They then moved over to a building on Sprague Avenue. They had the whole upstairs floor for their meeting room. They then, after that, and I'm not sure of the dates because they've never been able to verify dates, they moved over to a small building on Monroe, and then moved to a large facility that used to be an old library. The canteen and those facilities were downstairs, and they met upstairs. Well, since it wasn't ADA accessible, handicap accessible, they had to move, so that's when they brought this present location back in 1985, and they've been here ever since.
Post 51 was instituted on April 15th, 1915. We are named after John R. Monaghan, who was born and raised in Chewelah, Washington. His father, James, was one of the first pioneers to this area and made a lot of money in the mining industry and made sure that John had the best education that he could buy. So John was in the first 18 people who graduated from Gonzaga, then was sent on to Annapolis, where later he was killed in 1899 in the Pacific Asian War. Our post has moved several times. It started in downtown Spokane above PM Jacoy's. It then moved to a place on Montgomery and Monroe, whereby it was split level. And so eventually they had to move to this organization in order to be disabled friendly. This year was quite a contest for us because of the pandemic. And so because of the help of our current officers and especially the post quartermaster, Dan Lichty, we were able to bring back into the fold a lot of the members that we lost and also bring in other groups and organizations.
I'm Daniel Lichty, the quartermaster. The post is home to a lot of veterans, a lot of organizations. We have the Purple Heart. Order the Purple Heart, we have the Seabees meet here, American Legion Riders, the VFW. For me, it was a lot of work reigniting membership and also working together with the auxiliary, which had its rifts in the past. We were able to start fresh, and with their support, American Legion Riders, and the VFW Post, we were able to achieve 114% membership and qualified for All American Post for the first time in 106 years, which is important to me because we are the oldest post in the state of Washington.
Well, we know we're going to do it again next year. We're on a roll to do the same thing again, hopefully, because we've learned something last year. We've implemented that, plus some other new ideas to bring post members in and to have an open atmosphere for the camaraderie of all of our veterans and their families. If you're in the area, please stop by at 300 West Mission and say hello.